Hi, I'm Doug.
And I'm Cathy.
And this is Maggie Mae. And this is Maggie Mae's new friend. Welcome to Oatman, Arizona, and join us as we follow the moon. Today we're picking up Route 66 in Arizona, starting off in Oatman, which is just blowing our minds already. So come along with us and enjoy.
Thanks.
Now, this is the roads as you approach Oatman, and the scenery is just absolutely incredible.
It's amazing.
These mountains are some of the prettiest I think we've seen in the last few years. And as you approach Oatman, we're about a mile outside of town, you meet their welcoming committee. I don't know if they're there to inspect the vehicles to see if we're bringing something in we shouldn't, but they do come and greet everybody.
I think they're looking for food.
I don't know this one was. Yeah.
It's like, if you're not going to feed me, I will go away.
Burros and side-by-sides, no matter where you look. And in that last mile and a half into town, the closer in we got, the more burros we saw.
Yeah, they were everywhere.
They were even coming into my window. And you can tell that's what they're known for. And this is downtown Oatman, and the burros don't just live on the outskirts.
That's right.
They're in town too. And again, look at those mountains behind the buildings.
Oh, yeah, the scenery is just mind-blowing.
You
It's
feel
so
like
pretty.
you have stepped into another era. It's just incredible. So we started off, as you would in any town, find the jail.
That's right.
The jail is now a museum, and it just closed when we got there. They closed like for 3 or 4 hours in the middle of the day, but we did get to see a little bit of the outside of it there.
This is such a cool place.
It really
It's so
is.
authentic.
And this gave you a little bit of history of the town itself. And in the bottom right-hand corner, the burros, the big part of the town.
Now, they do think that your little dogs are their food. So you want to kind of keep that in mind.
Yeah, they don't want to be too chummy.
Right.
This was a sweet saloon. I think every third or fourth building was candy or ice cream.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
the one you see there is the Olive Oatman restaurant, hotel, and saloon. And the town was named for Olive Oatman. Now you're looking at the front of the general store there, and 3 weeks before we got there, they had a fire that broke out in the rear of the building. It's closed and not open now. But if you are walking through the town and you see that red door, you might find where we have a sticker. There's several along Route 66 now.
There are.
Look at the size of that side-by-side. Wow.
This is such a fun town.
It really is. And you can tell it's authentically old. And they've embraced the burro.
Yep, they did.
No doubt about that. The Wells Fargo Bank there on the corner.
Besides the burros, do we know what kind of industry drove the town?
Originally, yeah. In 1915, they found a $10 million gold vein. And
Ooh.
that's what started off.
That's enticing.
Mm-hmm.
I love the architecture.
Oh, I know. That's the post office. That's the actual working post office. We've been to the tombstones. We've been to a lot of these old western towns, ghost towns, and I have to say this one's probably the most authentic of any we've been in.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to see the people active in it before it's a complete ghost town.
Yeah, and this town's still very
And
active.
it's a natural active. It's not like they're over the top.
Now that sign you just saw there in town was one end of the Arizona Sidewinder, and this is famous for Sitgreaves Pass. It's famous for, I think it's 191 turns in 8 miles and no guardrails. And we've heard a lot of stories about this, and it really wasn't as scary as what the stories were that we've heard.
I felt the same way, and there were a lot of pull-offs so that if you felt like people were coming up behind you, too many behind you, because you like to gawk, you could pull over, or there was just, I didn't feel like anything terrifying.
No. And most of it is anywhere from 15 to 25 mile an hour speed limit.
And it's just beautiful scenery. Oh my gosh.
It is.
Now you can look over the side right there. I guess, I wasn't paying. It just didn't scare me. I don't know. But yeah, I guess maybe my eyes are just going up instead of down.
But yeah, just go slow and easy, and you're not in a rush to go through here, because you do want to go slow to take it all in.
Absolutely. I think this has been my favorite so far.
Yeah.
I love this drive.
Now you'll see this parking area coming up here, and this is the lookout for Sitgreaves Pass. This is just a couple of miles in, and so we pulled over here to the edge. And we talked about a welcoming committee. There's one everywhere you go.
Yeah, that's right.
But the views from up here are absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it was just breathtaking.
And there you can see the road coming up to it. But this is one of those places you can tell a lot of people want to have their ashes sprinkled or something like that. And there's a lot of crosses up there. Some of them were just in the last year or two. Some of them were older. But yeah, that's an incredible spot. You'll definitely want to make a quick stop there. Now we're going to go, again, just a very short distance, and we're going to come to a place that was on Cathy's list of places to come to that I didn't know anything about, but we still found it.
It's just a fun little climb. You got to have some kind of a climb.
That's right. This is Shaffer Springs, and you'll see a stone staircase going up over there on the right. And it's an easy staircase climb. This is the little spring, and then part of the year you'll see goldfish swimming around in there. We didn't happen to see them. I think they were down in a little further where it might have been warmer.
We're hoping that we showed that to look bigger than it actually is.
It's not real big. But the view is great.
Yes.
It's definitely, again, worth the stop. And the views are just, I can't brag them up enough. This is one of those things that if what you've heard about this road scares you off, it's a real shame, because everybody needs to do this.
Yeah, if you're on the side where you're not seeing the view for a couple of minutes, you've got all the vegetation is just so cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of cool,
We're at Cool Springs Station. And this is a service station from the day. But the other thing that's important about Cool Springs Station is it's the end of the Arizona Sidewinder. So you've now made it through those 8 treacherous miles, as they bill it.
it was so pretty.
Yeah.
And these places are just so fun.
The old gas pumps out in front.
Yeah.
Now, when you first come in, you'll see they do have jewelry and that sort of thing, but this whole wall is pictures of people who have been there. That gold record was actually one of Mick Jagger's gold records.
Yeah, this is a journey everybody should take. If you can.
Absolutely. And this is from the view out behind it. And the views, no matter what direction you look, are just breathtaking. Now from Oatman, it's just a few miles into town to Kingman. And Kingman is a town that has embraced its Route 66, but in a different era. Instead of being the old Wild West town, this is more of like the 50s.
Yeah.
The Mojave Museum of History and the Arts is very, very highly rated museum. We happened to be there on a day that they were not open, but just looking at the grounds, I got the caboose over there on the side. It's a huge building, and we've heard lots of good about it. Wish that was a stop we could have made.
It happens.
That's right. If you get to stop on your way through on Route 66, leave us a note in the comments. We'd love to hear what you thought of it. Now this is Locomotive Park, and this is the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe railroads, steam train, coal tender, and caboose. Now I'm holding this at about eye level, and you can see how tall those wheels are. And it is made so that you can go up and look in where the engineer sat. They also have at the back of that a little storyboard that tells you about that particular locomotive. And on the back side of that, it will also tell you a little bit about the history of that particular caboose. And I will say this area along Route 66, I have never seen such busy rail lines.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's
like a major vein from Los Angeles
inland,
east.
yeah.
Yeah.
And as you watch, you'll see one going one direction, and as soon as it's cleared, you'll see one going the other.
Yeah.
Now this is the Kingman Visitor Center, but it's also the town's Route 66 Museum. It was built in the old Power and Water Company, one of the largest steam-powered power plants in the western United States. And when you go inside, it's a huge, big gift shop. That's the exit from the museum. But going upstairs and looking down at their model railroad that goes all the way around. They also have a tribute here to Angel Delgadillo. And he is known as the Angel of Route 66. He's a barber, 97 years old, turning 98 this year. And they've got a nice little tribute to him. He's not from Kingman, but we'll show you in our next episode where he was. He just retired a couple years ago. Mr. D's Route 66 Diner, where do we start?
Oh, I don't know.
This
It is so cute.
This is right there in the running for the best food we've had on the trip.
Yes, yes.
And yeah, all the old vehicles around it. And this is the inside of it. It's got a nice little dining area in the front. You've got the counter and seating down the side. Big
I
old
love the
jukebox.
colors. I love the colors.
Yeah, big old jukebox. This is what I thought was neat, is the menus. They look
yes.
look like LP records. And it's a big menu. And so I let Cathy do the page turning on this. They have breakfast all day. They have some absolutely incredible food. They actually do some pizzas, great sandwiches, full dinners, those decorated mug milkshakes, and desserts. They make their own root beer, which is a root beer and caramel type blend. Cathy had a BLTTA, which had avocado on it on a croissant.
Oh.
And I had blue cheese and mushroom burger. And we took home a slice of carrot cake that we didn't know till we got it home was that big.
Yeah, it's really big and it's really, really good.
Now, right next door, that D stands for Dunton. And this is his other little venture. He has the museum of vehicles, but his vehicles are all for sale. It's got 5 of the prime choices right there in the showroom. There's a nice old Corvette.
Oh, yeah.
442. Shelby.
I like the checkered floor.
I love that Javelin. He's asking $12,000 for. It's Javelin AMX.
Can we tow it?
Well, I'd have to find out. As we go on down the street, you'll see that Packard and Studebaker garage. You'll see a lot of the old historic buildings. Those were back from, I think, 1906. On the corner is the Hotel Beale. And right across the street is Kingman Station. This is their rail station. It is actually still an active Amtrak station. The door on that end took you in. And originally, back when it opened right after 1900, had 4 baggage carts, and that's one of the 4 original baggage carts. And you'll also come to the Kingman water towers, which were rusty and leaky and ready to fall down. And one of the ladies in town said, we need to save these. And so they did.
Yeah.
Now, just a few miles outside of Kingman, we come to the Antares Point Visitor Center, or if you've heard of Giganticus Headicus, this is his home. Again, great old cars. But there it is, Giganticus Headicus.
I always wondered.
The fellow that owns this is an artist. And one of his creations, besides the Headicus, is the Guardian of Route 66. She was made out of scraps back in 21, not all that old ago. But Greg Arnold is the fellow that owns this and has done a lot of these art pieces around the building.
And I love all the old cars.
Yeah. You know, we came on this trip knowing it was going to be quirky.
Yeah.
There's quirky. That's an original working payphone. Not just the box of it.
I love these buildings.
Yeah. And the people there are so wonderful and
they are.
So knowledgeable. And I have to say, so proud of being able to be on Route 66.
Absolutely.
Just a few miles down the road from there is Hackberry, is the Hackberry General Store. Talk about a step back in time. And the owner does drive that Corvair, I had to ask. Stickers, again, everywhere.
Yeah.
You might find one there, who knows? And all the dollar bills that are signed hanging inside. This is a great little general store and a must stop. This is really nice 66 merchandise. That little soda fountain set up there. Elvis was having a cool drink. And a lot of pictures of people who have stopped there over the years. Love those neon signs, and they were for sale. They were great.
The historic significance of all this is just mind-blowing. They didn't bring these in there and just set them down there.
Well, Cathy, we've started off Arizona now with Oatman and through Kingman. What are you thinking of it so far?
It's just getting better and better. I can't imagine it even better than it is, but man, is this cool.
I know. We are absolutely having a ball out here. And start making plans for 2026. The 100th anniversary, they are doing so many things in preparation for it now that next year is going to be even grander than what we're seeing.
That's right, they are gearing up.
So with that, if you've enjoyed our video today, leave us a thumbs up. We appreciate it. If you haven't already subscribed, watch for the little dot at the end of the video. You can tap that, ring the notification bell. You'll know when every one of our videos come out.
And thank you for following us as we follow the moon.